Open here I flung the shatter, when with many a flirt and flatter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. In stanza number 7, the narrator opens the shutter and the raven enters with a dramatic flutter. The raven is also described here as stately, reminiscent of ancient noble times. And the raven makes no gesture of respect or pause, indicating its self-assured presence. And the raven perches on a bust of Pallas, um, which is thought to be a Greek goddess of wisdom. So the raven perched on that bust above the narrator's chamber door, and it sits there unmoving, adding to the mysterious and ominous atmosphere. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no graven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. In stanza number 8, the narrator's sad fancy is momentarily beguiled into smiling by the raven's grave and stern appearance, and he notes that the raven's shorn and shaven crest yet acknowledges its fearless demeanor, and the raven is also described as ghastly, grim, and ancient. This suggests it has wandered from a dark, otherworldly shore. And the question of identity that the narrator asks the raven for its lordly name from the night's Plutonian shore. And he is referring here to the underworld by saying Pluto. Um, the raven's response, nevermore, again and again, maintaining its mysterious and ominous presence. Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast above the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. In stanza number 9, the speaker marvels at the raven's ability to speak so plainly, and despite the clarity of the raven's speech, its answer nevermore seems to lack meaning or relevance to the narrator's question. The narrator realizes that no living human has ever seen a bird or beast perched above their chamber door, and let alone one that speaks. And the name Nevermore, given by the raven, is unique and adds to the mysterious and eerie atmosphere. But the raven sitting lonely to the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he flattered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Quoth the raven, no, nevermore. The raven sits alone on the bust, as mentioned in the previous stanzas. Uh, we know that the bust is an upper part statue, maintaining a calm and unmoving demeanor. The raven speaks only the word nevermore, as if pouring its entire soul into that one word. And the raven does not move or speak further, remaining completely still. The narrator mutters about how other friends and hopes have left him before, expecting the raven to leave as well. The raven's repetition, the raven responds with nevermore, reinforcing the idea that it will not leave and that the narrator's despair is unending. In stanza number 10, the raven sits alone on the bust, which is an upper part statue, maintaining a calm and unmoving demeanor. Startled of the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, when it utters is its only stock and store, got from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. In stanza number 11, the speaker's realization that the raven's repeated word nevermore is likely the only thing it knows how to say, having learned it from a previous unfortunate owner. The raven's former master was plagued by relentless misfortune and sorrow, which influenced the bird's vocabulary. And the word nevermore becomes a symbol of the previous owner's hopelessness and despair, reflecting the dirges. Means funeral songs of his lost hope. But the raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore, meant in croaking, nevermore. Stanza number 12. The raven continues to captivate the speaker, causing a mix of sadness and curiosity. And the speaker moves a cushioned seat to sit directly in front of the raven and the bust and the door, preparing to engage more deeply with the bird. The speaker sinks into the velvet chair and begins to ponder, letting his imagination run wild about the significance of the raven's presence and its repeated word, nevermore. And the raven is described with a series of grim adjectives like ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous. This emphasizes its eerie and foreboding nature. The speaker is deeply engrossed in trying to understand what the raven, with its ominous appearance and repetitive croaking of nevermore, signifies.